The original Beyblade was special by the Did You Know?
Beyblade Series 1 is completely unhinged and I kind of love it. This year I
Hell
discovered
yeah.
that all of Beyblade's original series is just chilling on YouTube officially,
We've been watching it on stream. It's so good.
legally. I thought about how much I enjoyed rediscovering my childhood love for Digimon these past few years, and with Beyblade just sitting there in front of me, I figured I'd let it rip. After watching through the
He said the words. Let it rip, let it rip.
first two arcs, I'm
Ray is so good.
here to report that Beyblade isn't as good as I remembered. It's way better.
I'm excited to finish watching this now, bro.
Stupid. He would always say, let it rip.
Beyblade is nuts. This is a sports anime in its structure, but also a monster battling series like Digimon.
That's what it is. Yeah, that makes perfect. It is a sports anime because the whole thing's basically a tournament. The whole show is just a tournament. So it is a sports anime. But it has the cool the monsters with the bit beasts.
Sure, the monsters are trapped inside spinning tops, but every main character is partnered with a monster of their own that fights battles for them. Beyblade is absolutely one of those
Hell
shows.
yeah.
It also may be
I love
the
this shit.
definitive case of an English dub just hamming it up. Everybody was too busy making fun of Digimon's dub or the 4Kids One Piece dub or Brock's Jelly Donuts to notice Beyblade going completely off the rails. Like, you remember Dizzy, the bit beast trapped inside Chief's laptop?
We love Dizzy. Dizzy's
Not a
sassy.
real character in the Japanese version. Yeah, the
Wait, Dizzy doesn't exist in Japanese? They just made her up?
dub made her up. This is what you're probably used to seeing on Chief's laptop, and this is the exact same scene in the original. And
That's crazy. That makes so much more sense. So Chief actually knows everything in the Japanese dub, whereas in the English dub, he's like he says things like he knows things, but it's really just Dizzy telling him everything, like an AI assistant. That's crazy.
she's not the only dub original creation, but we'll get to that in a bit. Let me be clear that this is not a takedown of Beyblade and its English dub, but rather a look-back celebration of the charming absurdity of this series. The original show was kinda nuts regardless of language, but the English edition and its banger soundtrack is this millennial classic. Episode 1 of Series 1 starts with an all-timer of an opening line. Quote, "Eons ago, when the sport of Beyblading was young, powerful beasts roamed."
Eons ago. They talk about it like it is like fucking like the start of Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, when Yu-Gi-Oh is like originates from like ancient Egypt, but these are plastic
the
toys.
earth. So right away I knew I was in for a treat with my rewatch. The voiceover goes on to talk about the old ways fading and how the beasts shall rise again. Then we meet Tyson and learn a bit about his life. He's training with his disco hip-hop grandpa who says things like "my man" and "capiche" and "ya dig" after every sentence. We meet what look like local bullies picking on Tyson, but we soon learn they just want to bay battle him because everybody in town knows he rules and they want to learn from the best. Tyson is meant to battle a similarly talented Beyblader that day, Andrew, who is the weirdest looking kid
Bro, this haircut on this guy is so wild to me. Wait, I'm kind of covering him, but look at this. What the fuck is this haircut?
I've ever seen in anime, and I feel like the less I know about this character, the better. Carlos, a shark who takes the Beyblades of everyone he beats, demolishes Andrew before Tyson arrives.
Oh, like they're called the Bay Sharks because they're like loan sharks because they come and steal all your Beyblades instead of your money.
There's this bizarre joke in the dub where Carlos starts laughing, is asked what's so funny, and he replies, quote, "It's probably just a nervous laugh I used to hide my insecurity." This is like abridged series humor in the official.
Wait, that is crazy. You just like it's probably just a nervous laugh to hide my insecurities. Like an inner monologue being said out loud.
Show. When Carlos exits the scene, the local kids unpack what just happened, and it's here that Tyson meets the Chief, Kenny, as well as Dizzy, the bit beast trapped inside the Chief's computer. Like I mentioned up top, she's a dub exclusive character, and any of these sort of Beyblade analyzer images you saw throughout the show, those were creations of the Western production. It's theorized that Dizzy was included to add a girl character to the show's all-boy main cast. Hillary wouldn't join the cast until the second series, so this theory strikes me as logical. The weird thing with Dizzy though is the fact that in the early episodes she's constantly flirting with the preteen cast of this show.
Yeah, she does do that. It is a bit weird.
One of her first lines is, quote, "When are you going to introduce me to your cute little friend?" in reference to Tyson. She also asks Chief, quote, "When are you and I going to have some alone time?" It's not good.
A little bit cringe.
Tyson challenges Carlos to a bay battle by the river to win back the stolen Beyblades. He defeats Carlos, which is when Carlos' boss and the coolest character in the series, Kai, makes his first appearance.
Kai
He says,
is so cool. I think I strived to be this cool when I was younger, and it never happened, and it still hasn't happened, and I don't think it will ever happen.
the leader of the Blade Sharks, and then seconds later, Chief gets that name wrong and says the Bay Sharks are the toughest. As far as I can tell, this is not like a bit or a joke where the character gets the name wrong to diffuse the tension, just a funny dub inconsistency. Episode 2 contains another amazing script inconsistency. In this episode, Andrew explains what Bit Beasts are to Tyson, even though in episode 1, Tyson responded to Dizzy's existence by saying, "You got a Bit Beast trapped inside your computer?" Here in
Stupid inconsistencies in dubs like this are so cool, are so crazy and funny. Like, it doesn't really matter, but it's funny.
Episode 2, Tyson says, "What the heck is a Bit Beast anyway?" But also, Chief says, "I was meaning to introduce Dizzy to you," even though Tyson and Dizzy were introduced to each other in episode 1. Before we can think too much about it, we cut to Carlos getting the Beyblade equivalent of an execution. Kai announces that
Yeah, this
Carlos
was
has
crazy.
embarrassed the Blade.
This is crazy. They like execute his Beyblade right in front of him, and it feels like they're fucking shooting his puppy. Like this is crazy as fuck. Like, in an abandoned warehouse, they take away his possessions and shoot them.
Blade Sharks who have never lost a match. Then 2 of Kai's goons pin down Carlos while 3 others launch their blades at
Wild.
Carlos and massacre his blade as he screams for mercy. This is ridiculous, and again, you can't say this is the dub being goofy because the source animation and the source scenario here are completely absurd as is. The Blade Sharks kidnap
True.
Chief in an effort to lure Tyson out to their warehouse, and it works. Only Tyson has now rebuilt his Beyblade with Dragoon's spirit inside. Kai's Dronzer and Tyson's
This is
Dragoon
badass,
have the
bro. When
first
they
of
all
many
when they tie
legendary
up and
battles that
bro,
ends
how
in a draw.
badass
Kai
is this shit?
escapes.
Are they in Japan in the dub, or are they just in country, like undisclosed country? Because that happens a lot in like, especially in like kids anime where like they're not really in a real country to keep it ambiguous, so like it can be played in different audiences. But I guess in Japanese this is set in Japan, and he's moved from America back to Japan.
Takes the guys to his dad's hobby shop / house and shows them the gigantic practice ring in the basement. He says my favorite line yet, quote, "Would you believe it was here when we bought the place?" Which is so good. It would be easier to believe that Max's dad, who owns a hobby shop, would have had this installed, but the show is so insistent on selling kids on the idea that Beyblade is such a core part of this world that some buildings just have base stadiums in them when you move.
That is crazy. That the place is like it's so ingrained into society that when they bought this place, there was already a huge ass base stadium already installed instead of just building one. Is it like that in the Japanese version too?
Move in. Tyson and Max have the equivalent of a Beyblade sparring match. We meet Mr. Dickinson, the chairman of the official Beyblading committee, the
Dickinson.
BBA, who encourages the boys to enter.
And BBA is an acronym we can say, which is for what's it stand for? The Beyblade Battle Alliance or something? It could have been like the BB something else.
And the
But
BBA
that would have been very inappropriate.
regional qualifiers, kicking off the first of many tournament arcs in this beautiful series. It's here in episode 4 onwards that the show hams up the BBA segments like you're actually watching sports coverage. Whenever we're seeing footage from the tournaments, we get this BBA watermark in the bottom of the screen.
Hell yeah, this is so cool. It's like you're there.
Hilarious and also kind of cool. We get the host DJ Jazzman, named Blader DJ in Japanese. No clue why they renamed him, but he's like Metabot's Mr. Referee. DJ Jazzman is not alone, mind you. We also get
He's so
2
cool.
Beyblade commentators, my boys AJ Topper and Brad Best. I'd show them on screen right now, but I can't because they're audio only characters. Not only that, they're dub only characters. The English production really committed to the bit of having the tournaments be like a legit sports
I think that's really cool. So the commentators don't exist in the Japanese version. They're just audio commentators in the American version to make it seem more like you're watching a real sport. That's so cool. I did not realize that. This show's so good. For being like a dumb kid show. I think like the dumb charm of it is really cool.
broadcast by creating 2 sports commentators who are explaining what we're seeing on screen with puns and zingers any chance they get, because obviously this is an English dub. They're like those ESPN commentator guys from Dodgeball. They're exactly that. Tyson, Max,
Love
and
that
Kai
shit.
all advance, but we're also introduced to Mr. Dickinson's mysterious star child, Ray. He's here from China by special invite flown in by Mr. Dickinson. Our first series
Ray is also so cool too. I think Ray was my favorite character as a kid. I don't know, he's like so honorable and just like he has his other cat friends. His Bit Beast is one of the best. He's like a little bit mysterious, but without being like edgy, and I like that.
Serious match comes in episode 5 with Max versus Kai. We all know Max isn't going to win, but he puts up a hell of a fight. Prior to the fight, Max's dad gives him a pendant that belonged to his grandmother, which he wears into battle. After round 1, Max's blade flies out of the stadium and smashes the pendant, but out comes a bit beast, or a bit, you know what I mean. Quote, I remember this from
Why the fuck is the Bit Beast hiding inside of a pendant? That's such a crazy place to hide that shit. Like, what?
when I was very young. Grandma said it was a symbol of great power called Drasil. He clips the bit onto his green Beyblade and says, "This one's for you, Grandma."
Drasil.
Ultimately, Kai takes it, but backstage they have this good moment where Max congratulates Kai, and Kai shows some respect back. Episode 6 is Tyson facing off against Ray. Ray shatters Tyson's blade in round. I do not remember all of this originally taking place in 7 episodes, but on the other hand, I don't know how you could stretch out these Bay battles any longer than a single episode. So episode 7 starts and the finals take place.
That is cool that like they don't hang on the battles too long, but they're still really cool to watch and impactful. They really make them look badass and epic without hanging on them for an overly long amount of time, and focuses on a lot more of the characters like learning from each other.
Place in a cage match, because of course they do. Tyson takes
Hell yeah,
round
cage
1
match.
pretty easily, prompting Kai to take off his gauntlets. It's a full-on weighted training clothes moment like in Dragon Ball Z. He also tells Tyson, "You treat this like a game, but I choose."
Why the fuck is Kai so fucking built? What the fuck is this forearm, dude? What is this arm? Belongs to fucking the mountain. He can fucking kill
moment
a
like in Dragon
guy.
Ball Z.
Why
He
the
also
fuck
tells
is he?
Tyson, "You treat this like a game, but I choose to compete only for family honor, not for fun." Just wouldn't be anime without a rival motivated by family honor, Saiyan pride, you know, that whole thing. And then, without any of them being briefed or agreeing to this, Mr. Dickinson and DJ Jazzman announce in front of the entire audience and everyone watching at home that Max, Ray, Kai, and Tyson are the new official Japan team in the Beyblade World Championships.
That's crazy. The Japan team, didn't they say Ray's from China?
I have a real problem with this. I wouldn't either if I got to travel the world Beyblading. Kai is named the team captain, which I immediately know is going to be a very good.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good like plot thing to give Kai the captain of the team, so it gives Tyson something to work towards. Even though Kai clearly is the best Beyblader out of all of them, but it gives Tyson that even more motivation to get better.
Dynamic. The first thing he says to the others as a team is,
And it gives like that rival aspect within the team, but it also allows Kai to get the others to respect him and show respect back at the same time.
and the voice of Kenny said something I thought was legitimately a great point. Quote, "What I love about Beyblade is how it provides good action for children, but it doesn't contain a huge amount of violence like some other animated shows that are out there." Same
Yeah,
interview
it's really over the top and adrenaline filled for a show that is about two toys smacking against each other and about the friends we made along the way.
Brett Ray's actor says, quote, "It doesn't matter who you are. I mean, there are boys battling girls, girls battling boys, and it's all to do with your bit beast and your strategy, so it's not a physical thing. It's not the bully that's always going to win the fight, it's the little guys. Really the strategy that keeps you going." I do like this point that boys and girls and nerds and jocks can all battle in this world and meet on an even playing field, unless your opponent has a bit beast and you don't. Then there's absolutely nothing even about Beyblade.
Beyblade is really, again, we've been watching it on stream. We watched the first 3 episodes today, and I can't wait to finish out this first arc and get, I really want to get onto this part because I remember this part being really good. Yeah, the show's like really fucking over the top and crazy and stupid, but like it's dumb stupid, and it's like yeah, we could point out all the inconsistencies, but at the end of the day, bro, it is just 2 fucking pieces of plastic hitting each other. Embrace the stupid. Embrace it.